nada. That's the first thing you hear on the stream. It's just killed yelling.
That may have been the very first thing posted on stream.
Yeah, right?
Well, hello streamers, or stream watchers. Welcome back to the Apollyon League Saturday night game. We are looking at a Tier 1, which is our 3650 and above SR range. We are seeing Team Habibi face off against a Moshi Moshi. Some of our top tier teams at the moment here. We are set up yet again with myself, Guardians Warcry, and my co-caster will be Blink.
Nope.
Alright, and it looks like the teams here are probably ready to go. So, I'm just going to quickly start up the game here, because it looks like they're both ready to go, and then I'll kind of just go over our maps. Our first map here will be Nepal for our control. Outside of that, we're going to see King's Row, Horizon Lunar Colony, like we did earlier today, and I think we saw a couple times last weekend too. Route 66, and then if we go to a tiebreaker, it will be Oasis.
Initiating match.
We're in Nepal. Oh, I still see the comments from last game. Oof. Oh. I don't remember Death.
You don't remember what, sorry?
Death. DXE.
I've seen Death play a few times.
I don't remember.
No!
Pretty good.
No!
Pretty good.
Yes. Yeah, it was.
Really? Just a big mouth. What? I said just a big mouth.
Alrighty, let's get this game on the road.
Round 1. Capture the objective.
Alright, we're going to see ball rolling out for Moshi Moshi with the Narissa. Narissa and Reinhardt, the new double shield for Team Habibi. Looks like Ryan took a quick stance on that, and that's going to actually get him punished real easy if he doesn't actually get the support he needs. They didn't happen to capitalize on the fact that the Ryan was split off. And that is going to be a pretty good start right there, getting that Orisa off the ledge. And the second tank goes as well. Mad is just... Hammond is going ham.
Yeah, he is.
Light.
So it does mean that the first control will go over to Moshi Moshi after that first fight. They now know that... Oh, and they trapped out the tank lineup. And this gives them a pretty good start. See, this is actually one of the reasons why May is just top tier at the moment. She's able to help the team capitalize on... I wouldn't say sloppy coordination. It's just really hard to get everybody to go through that friggin' wall simultaneously, especially without a But... Death is keeping his team alive there, despite the fact that we had Mad dropping in on them, and that ends up costing him his life. They do happen to get a couple picks on both Leighton and Meadow.
Going back and forth right now.
Yeah, right now, looks like we just have like the... Nope, they shut down that high noon. Having, how about that? Shut down that after they end up... I mean, there was only 3 of them on left in the battle anyway, so... unless he ended up getting a massive 6K or something like that, it was probably a lost fight.
I love how this has a little people hop red.
And it looks like Q is just waiting for them to engage, so she can either... Oh, yeah, and out comes the Blizzard. And now they just need to get rid of that mortality field, and they can just capitalize on this. And being so high in... I was just going to say, that basically just secured that point because they were just so high in the percentage already.
Especially for how many points they had.
You know, actually, personally, I don't think I've actually seen Q play Mei as much. Most of the time, I'm usually feeling seeing Q actually on the Pharah.
Pharah Tracer.
Yeah, exactly. From what I know, he has like the Mei is obviously in his hero pool, but I personally just have not seen it. So this is actually kind of nice and new for myself. All right, and they're coming in. Oh, and the wall came out just to split off and get them tunneling down this choke. No, he doesn't catch anybody in that charge. He got pulled out of it and then right into the enemy charging counter charge. Doesn't matter. Mad Bomb does happen to end up tearing down the tank in the end anyways, and now they've trapped Altair, and then who just gets fisted into the wall. And how about that?
Yeah.
How about that?
They don't have a one-stop down there.
They're rolling.
Now,
They're keeping them rolling. Those two just, they're very well coordinated.
oh, very well. Heavily practiced.
Not to say these other teams aren't, but they're playing. I don't know what's going on right now.
Alright, now comes the Habibi Blizzard, and see if they can capitalize on this. Getting a good pick out on Alfredo.
Ooh, and they're gonna cap this?
Oh yeah. Looks like, unless Q gets out, starts getting some picks through this. Oh, he ice blocks. He's gonna stall. He might actually end up getting himself staggered.
Why not shatter? Yeah.
Well, the Rhine probably would have been fairly silly to try and shatter the Mei by themselves.
Nah.
Oh, and they're walled off right now. No retreat. They're starting to cycle around, and the shatter comes out, getting out. Actually, it's only cool. Alfredo does end up getting some picks off of that. He ends up getting Nano and Meadow.
And they kept it back.
Oh. Death getting trapped on the wrong side of his team's wall there. Almost cost him his life. Oh! And Leighton ends up getting charged out of his own immortality field. Alright, we've entered into overtime again. And secured. That ends up being a very quick map 1, going to Moshi Moshi.
Yeah, that was heavily their favor. This was
Back-to-back boops? I think it's back-to-back boops.
yeah, it was. He was literally chilling in that room right there. That's one.
It goes back in. Alright, rinse, repeat. And he gets 2. Oh man.
So it's done.
Today I finally got all the clothes off the top onto the bed.
Yeah, Matt is actually a pretty nutty.
He was a good time.
Good ham. I mean, yeah, you know what? Even as Arissa plays, pretty fantastic. Supposedly, he actually only learned Hammond this year, though.
Are they blue? Dark blue?
Dark blue.
Yeah.
So, despite Hammond being out for a whole year before that, he only really ended up learning it this past little while. But has slowly becoming a staple for him.
Scadio. Come to Wee.
Now we are on...
Sorry?
So we're on which month now?
Oh, we are moving ourselves over to King's Row.
Come here. Come here.
Which would be iHybrid. I'm trying to come there. I just can't.
Come on.
I got border patrols that stop me and...
Oh man.
Come on.
I don't want to...
Come on.
She trying to coax like a child or a kitty or what?
I don't know what she's... Who are you talking to?
Honey.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
Come on. Come on. Haley.
Sounds like you're trying to talk to like a dog or someone. Like, come here, boy, come here.
She's like, no, it's easier to walk this way, Mom. I just want to fight her little thighs. I just want to fight him. He's gonna hate me.
Alright, and it looks like we are seeing some swaps on Moshi Moshi's side. We're going to be keeping Matt in here, but we're going to be swapping in our C for Cool Alfredo.
Alrighty.
And I think that's actually about it.
I tried calling Kevin, and he never answers me anymore.
Oh no, I have dropped a chip into my backpack.
Okay.
Oh no.
Mom, is it Kevin my cousin?
Yes.
He's probably like 4
But yeah, no, with that first map so far, I mean, I think Team Habibi is really trying to hone in on this Rhine-Orisa combination that we're starting to see a lot in the upper tier.
Yeah.
Pretty strong composition at this point in time. I mean, it is kind of being considered, I guess, it is the new double shield, basically.
The Star Wars guy is
He
low.
loves Tyra.
The Star Wars guy is low. And that default. The default is low. And the Star Wars guy. Ah! Yo,
How do I save
someone's
them?
killing me.
Snapchat movies.
No, get him!
Alright, we got one team that is ready and set to go.
No, get him! He's coming!
King's Row, I'm kind of expecting to see probably
Guys, he's coming!
a Widow or two.
Yes! Okay, someone get me!
Maybe some Widow offs. I know how about that ends up playing a little bit of Widow. And by a Widow, a little bit, I mean a lot of it.
Oh my
Yeah.
god!
What is fun to watch though, sometimes.
Someone come and just say it, everyone. Oh, gee. No, I want that for
I waited too long and then they all just went away.
No.
Wonder if he's giving his team like a little pep talk right before getting to this next match, or deciding on strategy potentially. You know, heavily
No,
practiced team is gonna have more than one strap.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, no, don't get the nails in the land.
Yeah.
But I got that Star Wars guy.
In the game chat here, we got a little friendly banter between teammates.
Oh. I I'm actually not looking at game show right now because this is my phone is wacky with Discord.
But yeah, no, so I'm expecting, because Moshi Moshi will end up being on attack first, so what I'm probably going to expect is likely Widow or Ash, and then probably a little Far or something like that.
You're not psyching.
I would like to go there, Toby. I am waiting on our other captain to give us the all good, the all clear.
All good.
Because right now we have one captain good to go.
Well, lay.
The others has not confirmed. I mean, we give some time, like, you know, at least a few minutes reprieve.
Where are you going?
Yo!
Where are you going, Haley? Haley, where'd you
It's
go?
really funny because all I'm hearing through, like, my phone, since I have the audio coming through, is your background is like, no, go, or whatever they're saying.
Wait, you have it through your phone?
Hmm?
You're talking through your phone on the in the party?
No, I'm hearing, like, people in your background coming through my phone. Which is funny.
Oh, yeah.
Which is funny, because every now and then, like, I go silent, and then I hear the echo of it back.
Yeah, that's
I knew
a little
that
cousin.
because my ball put it in a long time ago and I remembered it, so...
Hopefully we can get the all clear here from them shortly.
I got my account back!
And it looks like they are now officially ready. We are good to go.
Now enter King's Row.
All right, and I'm expecting yet again probably both sides to be rocking the new Ryan Narissa double shield.
Yeah. Either I could have dive on one side, but
I could see potentially rocking some dive.
yeah.
But this is a great Ryan map. I'd really be interested in actually seeing some Zarya or anything like that.
Yeah, it's already cool to watch.
Well, I mean,
Be very needed. Not really needed, but
RC doesn't play like the typical main tank characters anyways, so I'm expecting Diva, Zarya, or Roadhog.
we survived on both sides.
Yep, never mind. They're going to start off with their Orisa Rhyme. And we're going to see some Genji play out of how about that.
And we got a man on both sides with the mirrored support comps.
How about that is a player after my own heart. Mains, similar mains to me.
Really?
Genji, Doom, and Widow.
I played a lot of.
So I'm going to be interested in seeing some of this Genji.
Yeah.
We got Altair as actually on Hanzo here. That's going to be pretty key because Hanzo is super strong right now. Mei walling them to stall the team from actually grouping up and getting through this, but unfortunately that means they're not going to have this wall for this push. It may end up being a trick though because Nano is waiting patiently behind them and he's going to end up doing a charge, but get stunned out of it. How about that has also swapped over to a
he's Hanzo now.
Hanzo,
Ooh.
who is actually getting some solid picks.
That RC stuck in that wall by May.
But bested by Altair.
All surrounded May. He gets away and gets the ult out.
And already it looks like Meadow actually had a blizzard after that. That is friggin' fantastic and quick.
Shatter out by Mad Bomb. He's just swinging his hammer around right now.
Right now, they got the tank and support lineup carrying this engagement at this point in time.
Ooh, Nano gets taken out by Mad Bomb too.
Umbra, when his DPS are down, taking over the slot as a DPS. Ooh, I like that. That was actually pretty good. Nicely done there, RC. RC ends up throwing up that nice little shield. Practice to ricochet against that little ledge. And they do end up catching, potentially, UFO out of with the team. That's going to stall this engagement because they've actually just got both of their supports out of that. And Unicorn is just driving his shots into them right now. Into those shields. Oh, that's actually going to help to burn those shields and the wall so quickly.
Yeah.
How about that? Deciding to just let himself reset.
And they're pushing up, really. I don't know how to feel about it.
UFO being the sneaky little mercy here, just taking out some of their damage lineup here. Out comes the back shatter. Doesn't actually end up panning out for them because at this point in time it looks like
Immortality,
and
from the dragon. Oh wait.
And it does cost Nano his life. And now you got Mad Bomb who's just driving himself through.
No, Moshi's just gonna push through it.
This is gonna end up being lots of space made here for Streets phase. But the hilarious thing is the tanks are the ones that are actually pushing up the cart while the DPS and the supports are all pushing up, putting that pressure in. Unprotected. I mean, they have the... Oh. Umbra looking for that angle to get his team that, yeah, that was great. Sneakily getting that in there, and then they end up getting the Blizzard to...
Moshi's now just
finish it off, but
this car.
They are, but Meadow does happen to have theirs, and Altair does get a quick fire off on Zinc. Some solid dodges of those things, but no matter because it looks like Umbra ends up getting a Immortality Field to help protect the the Hanzo and Mercy. How about that getting 2 key picks actually in this fight? That's going to stop the Blizzard. There may be a panic Blizzard if they get themselves way too close to the point with minimal players. It doesn't look like that's going to be the case. Amazing. Out comes the... Oh, they're blocking it off so Ryan can't get his shatter, or sorry, his fire strike. Oh, he does get the fire strike, however.
There's so much going on right now.
Right now, it looks like they're just the counter push. We were waiting on that Blizzard. Now they just got to end up making sure that they're...
They need it.
No, they just got to stabilize here. Maybe should be good.
We need to keep the payload moving forward.
Marked by the dragon.
Altair. Getting a little recon here for his team. Hey, guess what? They're all grouped up. They're pushing out. Yeah. And out comes yet again another wall in order to prevent any damage coming through the little window pane. Now they have the Hanzos are fighting for this high ground, and now it looks like half the team for Moshi Moshi is caught on the wrong side of the wall, which does end up costing them.
It looks like Habibi's gonna send this again.
They're getting clear control of this point now that they've got to third point. Now third point is obviously going to end up favoring the defense.
Oh yeah, they have the fun advantage.
Oh yeah, and like in some of the defensive points and everything like that, like they get to choose where the engagements are happening to begin with, right? So out comes the first set of dragons. We're going to see a counter dragon right here, followed by a shatter.
Another shatter.
Counter shatter, shatter, counter shatter, counter by a shatter.
And then the mail.
Like we often end up talking about friggin' alt economy a lot of the time, and It's just funny when you end up seeing like high tiers. It's like, no, just fucking throw out everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, we the low tiers get criticized for that very same thing.
Exactly.
It's when it's strategic though.
Yeah,
when everybody's doing it on purpose, it's a plan. Otherwise, it's just a mistake. They needed it.
Everyone gets threatened by the mail.
And it not allowing the people to actually end up moving off the point allows them to still push the point.
Exactly.
Just saying.
Sometimes pulls like that screws you over.
Yep, I have seen it on here. Yeah, I was going to just mention that with Zarya ult. I've seen it be attached right to the payload, allowing people to continue to push the payload or stop pushing the payload when you're
I'm gonna get ready to go home, so you can't get a
trying to
I've done
do the
that
opposite.
before in my days playing Zarya.
There has been actually a game with our team. It wasn't you though. It wasn't you.
I don't care how long you keep them for, I'm just saying, I'm
What
gonna
is
get
it,
ready to go home, so if you're
freaking-
calling me and you can't get a hold of me, I'm driving.
Oscar.
Nope. But it was actually on this map too. We were trying to push it, and instead of grabbing the exit out of the spawn zones, they grabbed the cart itself, which pulled people who were not at the cart over to it. This is before they shrunk it though. Before they shrunk grabs pull. So it pulled them to it, and if we had actually ended up getting it attached to, say, the, closer to where the spawn was and kept them away from the cart, we probably would have pushed it the last couple, inches.
Speaking of Zarya, we have a Zarya on the Habibi.
Oh, it looks like Habibi is, gonna end up doing a, we're actually going to see a little bit of Widow here. Or, no, maybe they're not doing that. Maybe they're just looking for a quick swap. Yep.
It's the hand still coming out.
He gets a hit real quick, down to 18 hit points.
How'd he get so low?
It was a nice little shot from Q there, actually.
Yeah.
Oh!
Like about 100 times again.
And it does look like they are starting to get pushed really hard. That does end up forcing out the res for Moshi Moshi. And they are getting the picks in order to counter it, so it was very well worth it. Leighton ends up trying to get the team safe, but does end up probably going to get himself staggered here. And I don't know if the Mercy has res just yet. Nope, a few more seconds, and that's going to not be enough time for resing that Torbjorn. Luckily, his turret is still there, helping away. Altair is taking to the sky with his... although it's a little interesting, going with the Pharah and using Lucio and... not just without a Mercy, though, but like...
Well, someone who could hit her like a Rachel auto. What?
Zen would even work. But they're not even focusing on Pharah at the moment. Not until after everybody's dead.
Wait. Andy, I'm coming now.
Let's get the ball out here.
I mean, I believe that their win condition is basically going to end up being get the barrage to do a quick wipe of this first point. They may not even past it, but oh, and how about that actually avoids the shatter? Out comes like a solid immortality field from Umbra, saving his team, and then they just completely reverse the ties after that barrage.
There was just a lot of ults going off there too.
Piece of cake. Piece of cake.
Oh, tons of ults.
Nothing to drink. You need to go pee at least 2 or 3 times for that channel. How about you stay up?
They got a minute and a half left. They got a whole bunch of ults that are coming up. They got Dragon. They got... oh, they got defensive ults as well. Out comes Window Pane. Meadow is going for a long flank, but unfortunately his team is totally getting wiped, so he's going to end up wanting to hold off. Oh, he
might be set up for an ult.
he was trying to, but I think that he had to stop because his team started getting picked.
When you got headsets on, you talk much louder.
Yes. Isn't that the point?
And Umbra has no idea what's going on here. He's just waiting for it.
Oh, he didn't even
oh,
look at
he
him.
did.
He now looks at him, but it's too late.
And he's gonna want to protect
Mercy
that
might be gonna
res.
Oh,
Out comes the
out.
dragon though. Doesn't
Take
quite
him
get
out.
anything.
Oh, Mercy could have res right there.
Well, she got back to the team. I think it was more important for the Mercy to actually end up getting back to the team, because the push was really just happening at that point. It was a smart call from UFO. Meanwhile, we got Death here, who's just with his team, keeping solid, aggressive angles, and this is going to be them capturing point A. Oh, a nice pick off on RC. Oh, Matt gets 2 in a single swing. It was kind of a combo effort, though. I mean,
I don't think Habibi's gonna get this.
I don't think Habibi is going to be able to maintain this either. I thought they were going to get it during that last push, and then all of a sudden, as soon as the Baptista window pane started coming out, it just completely changed everything. And they're going with a ball in order to try and face this, but and they do happen to end up get the res off on the ball.
They might be getting this actually.
They might.
Didn't pick that.
Oh
Ryan
no!
gets taken out.
That is unfortunate for Moshi Moshi, but Team Habibi does what they need to do just to finish this off. Actually, that res actually on Space Unicorn was actually pretty integral. Moshi Moshi not being able to capitalize on, sorry, not capitalize, but I mean prevent that res, I think. Was kind of their undoing. Because he continued to cause more chaos, and they were already trying to focus so hard on Nano at that point in time. They're getting lots of in here. He goes for a bomb, but doesn't seem to get any value out of the bomb at this point in time. For another shatter, and he gets a huge shatter, which actually rocks their socks.
I actually didn't even know he switched off to make it.
Yeah, it was actually pretty quick. I think it was just during that last push, just to kind of get back. He was able to farm up a really quick bomb, too.
Let them up.
Oh, and Altair gets a nice little pick on how about that. And this is actually going to be how they end up getting the rest of the push on this second point. They're getting tons of room. The people are all split right now. This is not going to go well for Umbra. And they know, you know that they're going to capitalize on that stagger. Moshi Moshi is really going to end up having to...
they're going to have to do something.
They're literally going to give them this point just to kind of... just to get into it. But, I mean, right now, it's a minute and 40 seconds in order to get it all the way through this point, which is huge right now. They're already now tied with time, and they've only just begun this push, and they gotta watch what I mean. But like, they're only just starting it at around the time that they're gonna have to make huge plays, and that was a lot of damage on that pulse bomb.
Yeah,
out comes the shatter. And we're gonna have Moshi Moshi's Valve to come out in order to help with this push. This is gonna really prevent. Actually, they're actually pushing really, really hard with all of this. They're actually getting it almost all the way. It may actually not even matter that they had less time going into this phase. They're gonna need to actually get. Yeah, they're just gonna have to stall this out as much as possible just to eat away at time. Oh.
Ooh.
Mad Bomb is doing work on this thing. Out comes the Torb thing to keep them off the point. Yeah, thanks. I actually couldn't remember. I was like, the Torb thing. They may stabilize this. I mean, there is huge spawn advantage here, so...
Yeah. That's the only problem with this. seems really weak from when you're like, okay, yeah,
So Team Habibi is going to actually only have one more shot at trying to get this. They're going to need to touch this point quick. And that is not how they're going to want to start this off by having... Oh, he is going to Torb Hammer Meadow. How about that flexing?
It reminds me of the earlier game, which that one guy got played the game at the and
Death getting the res up on Nano.
Might be holding it.
Might be huge. We got another Ryan charge, and he gets shattered out of his charge. This is over.
This game is, it's mushy.
This one was really well fought by Team Habibi. I mean, going into that third section there, that's usually a really easy spot to defend, but they were able to actually make a commanding presence there. Pushing through that in, like, what, less than 30 seconds, about 40 seconds or whatever, to get it almost to the point. It looked real close. If they were going to end up having such a minimal time difference between their banks, that actually would have been huge. Going into a second round to start that one off. Again, with Alfredo and Mad Bomb just having their little banter now in in our chat here. So we're seeing Alfredo get brought back in place of RC, and we're bringing Paradise in for Mad Bomb. So we're actually seeing a completely new tank lineup here.
I don't know. All the time, it never fails. Everyone's put on their jammies. Why don't you, Caleb?
Which is actually great, because this is actually going to be the first we get to see Paradise actually play tonight. Paradise seems to be kind of like a little bit of a flex player.
Who's Paradise again? Oh, Paradise.
Paradise, yeah. I'm expecting they're probably going to end up being the OT in this instance. There's actually a chance that we might be...
Could be, but Alfredo does play ball too.
Does he?
Yeah, I've seen him play ball.
Alright, so it looks like we are also seeing a sub coming in for Habibi. We're actually taking out Space, and we're bringing in Stealth Chicken.
Stealth Chicken?
Yeah, exactly.
That's Space Unicorn.
And, by the way, Paradise, no matter how we see it, Genji Goats can never be meta. Okay? I'm just gonna give you that one right now, okay, Paradise? As much as I would love to see it, because I myself am a Genji main.
Sorry, I'm too short. I can't reach it.
And still would play Genji into Goats myself as a crazy buffoon, but I know that's why I kept myself in low tier.
I mean, I used to play Tracer in the Goats, and then I was the Brig in Goats. When I would queue up, would say she couldn't play Brig, so she would play the Zarya, I'd do the Brig.
What was that?
They got a bunch of Valentine's candy at Walmart.
Wait, I want
Yeah, they do.
You should get some for the class while they're
I want to this food so I can get them.
I'll have fun.
Alright, so we are actually moving ourselves over to our assault map, which will be set in the cold regions of space. Which would actually have no echo, so I don't know why I actually gave an echo there. Oh, I went way past it, because it's in the first group, and I'm a dummy.
I was making mashed potatoes, too. Yeah.
all running. Yeah, you skin them anyway.
Those I could put in the crock pot with the rose. Regular mashed potatoes. And double check and make sure we have some drinks.
Alright, so it looks like Team Habibi is ready to go
Careful.
Dad.
So we are set and we are kicking this shit off.
Taste this. Taste like
Traveling to
strawberry.
Horizon Luna.
Whew. Man, we're 40 minutes into this thing. Well, almost 50 minutes into this thing onto map 3. Right now it is 2-0 for Moshi Moshi. For those of you who have not watched a whole lot of our games, Moshi Moshi is in pink while we have Team Habibi in orange. And Team Habibi will actually be on defense first here. So it'll be interesting to seeing what their method will end up being. Especially since this used to be the fabled Bastion Bunker map, but with Bunker being nerfed. Will we still see variations of Bastions? Will be the question.
I mean,
I still
probably,
see it.
but it'd have to be double shield. That's the only way I see it viable.
It would have to be double shield, and it looks like we're going to be going with a Ball and Diva dive. All right.
All these.
Oh, we do see the double shield. Is Altair? No, Altair is going with the hit scan.
He's going to Ash.
Which, hey, I mean, it works. Diva, while not stupid strong like she used to be, she is in a better spot than she was before this last patch.
Oh yeah, especially winning good stud, she was like almost unplayable.
When what? Sorry.
So when Goats died.
Oh yeah, as Goats died.
Like
Partway through Goats, she was the one that they would replace for Sombra when they did Sombra Goats. So we are seeing the classic spot here. Well, because Zario is basically one of your high damage output heroes. And a nice quick shot on Q from Altair. That's going to force out the res from UFO. Meanwhile, they still get that pickup on Umbra. The coordination for their dive seems to be a little all over the place here. And I'm not seeing. We got Sombra who's scouting in the back still. I'm shocked that Alfredo is not attempting to make any kind of pushes to knock them all off that ledge. Here we go, he goes for the knockoff. Unfortunately, he only gets Ash, who's able to reposition. Now they're going to dive and try to really take this Ash out. That was their moment. That was actually...
Ooh, nice hit by the Risa. Nano.
Yeah, I was just going to say, Nano really saved that Ash
and that
right there.
was really good.
It was fantastic.
Got you good as new.
Nano's been somebody that I've actually been like noticing in these 3 maps so far as one of the really strong points for Habibi.
What, Risa?
No, well, just Nano in general. Nano was on a Reinhardt in the last map.
Oh yeah, he's just really good in his tank.
That Meadow getting there in that last map, Meadow getting that really quick blizzard was insane. Oh, and Death getting that pop off on Umbra. That might actually end up forcing out. Okay, we got this. We're going for the res on the on Umbra. Out comes Valk. Unfortunately, we're still getting Paradise is gone, or Paradise is lost.
He's dead.
No, you know the whole Paradise Lost? Home? No? Based on like the 7 cycles of hell or whatever. This score is presently 2-0 for Moshi Moshi. Out comes the tire. It's gonna hunt down someone. It's going for supports. Nope.
Going right in there, spawn. Still get the Mercy though.
Grabs the Mercy and forces out the ice block from the Mei. Altair is able to finish off the Mei since Mei had nothing to protect herself.
Let me handle it.
This is looking pretty good, and it does look like we've actually swapped off the dive. Well, I guess that was the last pull, but
Yeah, they went right to the double shield, which is big Marissa.
Right now, how about that? Trying to find some picks off of some of their people. Doesn't have their hook in order to get out of there, so it's got to be he's got to be careful about where he's actually dropping himself off to. He does actually manage to get himself escaped. We do have UFO who's getting some massive AoE heals for their point, except for the both tank lines actually get pulled off of point, or off of the high ground, sorry. There is a stream delay, yes. Probably like a solid 10-15 seconds at least. No, I'm looking at about 50. And we're in the final moments here. And Habibi is holding this. Oh, never mind. Man, Moshi is pulling this out.
Yeah.
It looks like they probably will be taking this first point and going into the minimum amount of time that you can start point B with.
3 minutes.
Meadow has swapped over to hit scan themselves. Oh, and gets a nice little pop off on that Sigma, but gonna have to get out of there. Meanwhile, how about that?
And the Ryan shatters in front of the field.
And doesn't get anybody from Moshi. Moshi is actually able to push this real hard. They actually...
Oh yeah, that's
nice stagger on Nano.
They want that.
They're gonna need to get somebody on point. They're not gonna... Nope.
Standing ground. Score 0-2. Switching sides. Initiating match.
Can you help me get this?
Alright, so 2.5 minutes actually on the clock. Especially after only basically getting the 3 minutes. They were able to cap that in less than 40 seconds after getting.
Yeah, that was crazy.
They got a couple key picks and they were able to just steamroll it. And that's really what ended up happening there.
Ready for battle.
Also, that shatter being on the wrong side of the shield. I mean that could have been their saving grace for Team Habibi, but
yeah, that really hurt them.
Incoming in 30 seconds.
Another victory!
Attackers incoming. Defend objective A.
Alright, they're going to be going with their double shield style here. Meanwhile, Moshi Moshi, they're actually taking a pretty similar comp to what Habibi did before, but they're going to teleport right to point, and they're already on top of it. Unfortunately, it looks like they're not going to get the rest of Moshi Moshi in their time before they got walled off. Actually, you know what? They didn't actually end up capitalizing on that wall off, although they are starting to get fixed. They're starting to get fixed.
That was crazy. Habibi takes this easily on the first point.
Yep. They're going to have a lot more time in this bank to start this off, and they're going to end up needing to...
staggered.
But they never took care of, how about that, who's still in their back line.
Yeah.
Takes out Death real quick. Now he's got to get back to his team. But now he's going to have the high ground. Although... Almost got taken out. Leighton almost got taken out trying to go in. It looked like they were going to go for that res for a moment there. And then last second had to stop that. And chasing down Meadow.
Supercharger powering up.
Ooh.
Oh, nice little shot popped off from Altair there.
I heard that.
Yep. It's either Death or Altair, one of the two, but I know that.
It was Altair.
Was it? Okay. It looked like it was a ice block. Okay, now he's got windows. Oh! As they end up coming through the portal, he just, you know, directs his tire right there. Good thing that Death didn't actually end up using that window pane. They still got 4 ults online, which actually will be huge for this if they can actually get a good push. Actually, 5, sorry.
Here it comes. Damage increase.
Let me
I
show
had
you.
to free up in my Twitch.
Oh, pulls. Oh, that's right. They far now. All right, they're gonna get themselves on point. They just need to. Oh, unfortunately for Habibi, that ended up being a few picks to start that off, and oh, and they're just gonna steamroll this one too. Just push them right back to their spawn.
Yeah.
This is where I hear Puffy just go to their spawn.
Same.
I hear that in my head every time.
To their spawn.
Fully healed.
And the person from submitted. Oh no, they're going all the way left. As far as beacon in the air.
I got a good positioning right going right here. Oh, Puffy is here! He is here! He's
Puffy
watching! Hey, what's up,
here.
Puff?
That's
Oh,
me.
and he blocks off the Bob going in. That was fantastic from Altair. The May has been pulled on point. Is going to end up needing to do something huge. Never mind, I was going to say something huge soon, but they had already lost like half their team.
Yeah, let's just mode or clean up the kill.
Well, Puffy, just know that every time I hear that, every time I see a situation like that, I hear your voice saying that in my head.
This is not your
Just let that be known, even though you've been gone for a few months. That's the impact you've left. And barrier is down for Ryan. He's gonna have to let it charge up a little bit there. And solid fire strike that
coming up.
hasn't come up yet though, but he's gonna have it ready, and they're throwing Blizzard up on the point. This is their point in time where they're gonna actually want to start making some big plays.
They seem to have a lot of ults right now. And Moshi just lets almost all their ults. Still have the Shatter and the Window left up.
Yeah, they still got Shatter and Window, but they're making the picks that they need in order to keep this thing alive right now.
Tried to get the car from Mercy, but nothing.
Supercharger powering up.
All better.
It's great, cause, I mean, no way, like, Umbra was subbing for, was it BB the other night? As a tank, or no, was it a tank? I want to say it was a tank.
He on?
I think it was, he did great there too that night. Or was it damage? No, it was damage that he was actually subbing for. And, I mean, it's evident that he's just, like, he's got that mechanical skill because I mean, look at him on the Baptiste right now. And actually, Death gets a nice pick on Cool Alfredo. It's a good way to start. If they could actually start capitalizing on this.
They could.
I am interested in seeing that immortality field placement. Fights are actually happening all over the place at this point in time. We got some happening behind the thing. with the shatter that comes out and doesn't actually happen to catch anybody, but they still get the kill on Nano. This is just cleanup time.
Yeah, Mitch is cleaning up the kills.
And I don't know if it's going to be possible for Team Habibi to get back in time for one last engagement. If they do... No, we only got 5 seconds. It's going to way too much. Like... Moira's got to go in. Moira's going to get in. Triggers it. Actually triggers it. That's excellent. They did it in the last second. Out comes Barrage, chasing off the ball. Usually one of the ones that you actually have...
Gets picked off by the bomb.
Nice.
Team kill.
The current score is, as of this victory, 3-1 Moshi Moshi. So the series does go to Moshi Moshi. 3-0.
Oh, 3-0.
Did I say 3-1?
3-1. Yeah,
sorry,
you did.
3-0 Moshi Moshi. And we're going to be going into a fourth map for map differential. But how about that? Turns around and he's just like firing at the Sigma as soon as he pops up. He's like, well, fuck that. What else can I shoot at? I like that little moment of like, okay, well, what else do I have? Oh, hey, look, there's a Widow. Bang. Oh man.
If I do say so myself.
I wouldn't necessarily say that they're shit. They're actually still pretty well coordinated. And they've actually had some really close calls. For instance, you end up seeing that they ended up having a lot more time on the time bank before going into the second set. And they almost pushed it all the way through King's Row. I'm also really interested in this whole pet raccoon business, but for a whole other reason. Alright, so...
I don't think I want to know.
Alright, so we are subbing in Mad again. Q, Titan, Umbra, UFO. So we're sticking with a pretty similar thing here. On a scale of 10 to 10, how toxic am I? Jihad.
12.
Oh my god. I don't think there's a number to describe it. I'm so bad. Subspace for Nano. Alright, so we are bringing space in. Ooh, it's not what I wanted to do. Bringing space in place of Nano. And I am moving this over to Route 66. So we will not be seeing our tiebreaker tonight. We got to see it earlier, our tiebreaker earlier today. But no, we did actually. I think didn't we see Oasis? No, we saw Oasis the other day. Oasis wasn't this morning.
No, Oasis was not around today.
Alright, so I can remove this pinned message so I don't have that for next time. Alright, so we have Team Habibi is ready to roll.
Alright. Kill this one.
You know, I've had this... I ended up getting this new beer from a company called Bose. I don't know if you guys will end up having it. I think it actually might be Canadian. Oh, it's actually Ontario, so you guys probably wouldn't have it.
Yeah, I was about to say, I haven't heard of it.
But it's actually really good. Lug Tread. It is a Lagerdale, though. Moshi Moshi actually has officially taken the win for the series. We did, it's a 3-0. The Wild, Mr. Zanny. It took me a second to realize that the Wild Blue Yonder was Zanny.
Is that Zan?
Yeah, it's Zanny. Oh, Paradise is back. I'm just gonna get them back to spectate red only. Oh, we're swapping in Titan. Or sorry, swapping out Titan for Paradise. It's gonna be interesting one too, because how about that here? Known for his Widow, Genji, and Doomfist getting pulled out. I mean, you know what? To be fair, Paradise also plays Widow, so they still get their hit scan available. But yeah. Awesome. We are ready to go on both squads. We're getting this final map underway.
Traveling to Route 66.
Route 66, that's Guardians.
What'd you say that I say? What do I say? What do I say? You say it again, Muppets.
You say route.
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 Yeah.
Route.
It's not root.
That's what the game says too, though.
Yeah, well,
You're
you
saying
Americans
wrong.
are fucking wrong on everything.
Well, you Canadians are just Canadian.
We are. That's what makes us right.
Is that so?
Yes,
Oh.
precisely. That's exactly. I mean, if it was root, it would be R-O-O-T. All right.
Yeah, but there's other ways to spell other words. Like there's 3 ways to spell there.
Attackers incoming in 30 seconds.
Yeah, that's all still the same. I mean, they're all for different reasons, though.
Yes.
Mostly so you can differentiate it during reading.
Yeah, that's true too.
It's actually funny because at work, because I speak with a lot of Americans through phone lines and stuff like that, and at work I end up getting caught for progress versus progress. And I use both for different meanings. So Moshi Moshi getting surprised by Meadow as a Sombra, eliminating UFO real quick. That was a good. That's a good start actually for them to, you know, keep hold of this.
I've got you. Keep it up. You needed a doctor?
The reason why we do maps that are not currently in the current season is because we actually do our schedule and everything well ahead of time. And I mean like from start of season to end of season. So since we're now doing rotation, the rotation thing didn't kick in until partway through our season. We were already partway through our season by the time we ended up having the map pool introduced for the, season 19 that they gave us. So we're also already picked our maps going forward, so after 19, we're still going to be picking maps outside of the map pool.
Damage increased.
Just hopefully that actually explains it for you. We're not tied to it. The only thing is it does make it a little bit more difficult to practice if you guys want to bring your teams to practice your schedule, strategies in competitive mode or something like that. But I mean, a lot of like the higher tier teams don't typically end up practicing that way. Any good team knows that scrims are the way to go. And I have been in scrims where we play maps that are not in the map, like the Season 19 map pool. Season 19 is the only time we've ever had a map pool, so.
Ultimate is charging.
Because we don't want to, if we end up catching up to that point in time, we want to give our teams the ability to actually go in and have a plan well ahead of time. That means that we end up having to wait until, you know, say that we get the announcement, like say the week of, you know, Season 20 starting. We get it the week of. They don't even have a week in order for those first teams to actually know what their maps will end up being. So it's just, you know what, and we don't want it to get stale with going the same 3 maps. we may actually end up choosing our own map pool in future and keep it similar to OWL's like method where it's 5v3.
What they're doing their map pool stuff.
Oh, well, they've been doing map pool for ages, but...
I know, but are we going to be doing that? Like how the seasons are?
We technically are doing a little bit of a map pool, per se, because we put 5 maps in every single map pool, and since Escort's the only one that has 6, Dorado is what we decided was not going to be in our map pool. Just to make it so that each map is played evenly among each and every single team. So that was our actual goal. So we just wanted to make sure every map is played evenly. And it looks like we got Alfredo jumping into their backline, but he is, having to use his 8 mode in order to get himself out alive and cause chaos all at the same time. Actually, you know what I love seeing sometimes too is when you actually have teams that have actually coordinated their monkey and ball to actually have that as a combo ult. Drop mines, juggle your enemies into the mines.
Oh yeah, that's great.
I love watching that. It's tricky, and I mean very tricky. But when you see it happen successfully, it's so gratifying.
Damage boost.
Lucio is just running around. He's fired.
Alright. And we're seeing Coalescence end up coming out, trying to take down some of those tanks that are in their backline, but not quite able to do it. Having to switch over to the healing mode. Doesn't quite get the save space. And Moshi Moshi just... Oh yeah. Actually, Far is a great hack target, to be honest. If they end up making that as a prime target, I mean, it's really hard to choose right now between the Farah versus the... Well, I was gonna say Mad Bomb right now on the Hammond.
Yeah.
He's causing so much chaos in the backline at this very moment. It's just...
Ooh, and also, ooh. Getting a lot of good shots though.
Oh, definitely. Out comes Mines, and they do hack the ball while Barrage comes out. Man, there's just ultimates coming out all over the place. We had, what? Mines, Barrage, EMP, Beat, all at the same time. Coalescence now with bongos.
Yeah, that's like, what, 4 or 5, 6 ult?
What happened to ult economy? Isn't that supposed to be a thing?
Huh?
What happened to ult economy? Isn't that supposed to be a thing?
What's that? Imagine.
I don't know, I keep hearing about it.
It's probably this cool thing, but you know, we don't pay attention.
Like Meadow swapped over to a Reaper. And they got 25 seconds left in order to try and capture this point. They're gonna stick, well, I mean, they may as well stick with the dive. They're almost to another set of mines. They have Bob coming up shortly, and Q gets taken out by Altair, forcing out the res, getting picked off again by the Moira, and then Altair finishing off the Mercy. So this is actually not looking good for Moshi Moshi at this point in time. They're going to have to pull out some magic in order to actually capture this point. Yeah, especially with some of these picks coming off.
We're trying to get to Lucio, but... Nah, dude. No.
Well, they get their Sigma in the middle of mines. He's gonna have to be a little careful. Reaper is now in the midst. He's on this monkey. It was a solid choice to actually go against both monkey and ball. The only other thing I think that could actually have been decent, I mean, they have the Hanzo. That's always a good choice. It's super strong. Last meta and this meta.
Really strong right now.
Oh my god, and it looks like they are like, there's not enough being killed from Team Habibi's side in order to stop them from rolling in. They've actually caught themselves collected again. And now Moshi Moshi is starting to reverse the tide. They are going to get this point by the looks of it.
Yeah, it does look like it.
Like, these supports on Moshi Moshi, man, they kept
They're
all of those guys alive through all that chaos, through the staggering and everything, to let their team get back. By the way, Toby, out comes Sigma Alt. Let's see if he ends up getting much. I was going to end up asking, are you actually in the League Discord server? If so, who are you? And if you're on one of the teams, what team do you play for? I just don't recognize the Discord name, so I was kind of curious.
You mean the Twitch name?
Yeah, the guy that's in our Twitch chat.
Yeah, I know.
Toby or Tobidge.
Toby J. That's why they call him.
Toby J.
Toby J.
Tobbage. Alright, and they get a nice quick pick on Meadow, which is actually going to be clutch, but unfortunately for them, it's not going to be enough. Paradise is lost, I guess. And they're starting to get some key picks yet again. Hogg's gone. Now they just need to pick on this tank. They can get... Yep. And not get fall to that dragon. They can keep an edge on this payload to keep it moving. They just need to start actually end up getting some of these stragglers to keep the stagger going. Especially since it looks like we're actually seeing stealth coming out. It's going to be their shield. Oh, and he gets hooked out of his charge. That was a solid hook from Space Unicorn here. Now comes Blizzard. Death trying to counter that with Coalescence. Does get the pick on UFO. Paradise goes down. And Q. So this is going to actually be where they can actually end up taking the point and stopping it right before they actually full cap.
Score 0-2. Switching sides. Initiating match.
It's gonna be a tough one to. This is a tough area too. I've actually always loved Route 66.
Dad? Oh, I can't reach that.
I don't remember that.
I don't remember that either.
Just ground her again then.
Yeah, just ground her again.
Can you reach it?
No.
All right.
Ready for battle.
This is the final round for any of you guys who've just started tuning in. Moshi Moshi has already taken the win with a 3-0. This is for map differential, and they've got it almost right to the end on their attack phase. So we're looking at Team Habibi doing their attack phase right now. Once that's finished, good. Oh, are we gonna see some Meadow Man on some Genji? Are we gonna see some damage boosted blades?
You know we won't be seeing any.
What do you mean? Will you have them stop teasing my emotions? We are seeing a Genji. Oh, and he's rocking the Pacific skin. Oh, and that was a ballsy move from Meadow Man. Gets himself almost killed through that, forcing Leighton, or actually ended up coming to his rescue. Genji looking for a good angle. Now that the lines have actually been split, this is where he can start picking people off. Unfortunately, Space goes down. Stealth and Leighton end up getting taken by Q. Meadow Man shortly to follow, and this means that Altair ain't gonna last by himself.
Let's get you back in the fight.
Seems like both teams are struggling on this first point.
Sorry?
I said it seems like both teams are struggling on this first point.
I mean, you know what? We end up seeing this point being a pretty big struggle sometimes. You know, it's either a roll or it's a struggle. It's one of the two. It's not like paceful or anything. It's just the nature of this particular point. Out comes Dragon to force them. Cool, almost going down. Able to just kind of stay inside. Not long enough though, because that does end up getting him killed. And Meadow finishing blows. There's what, you know, Genji's good at, is the kill secure.
Yeah, he's like the basically the kill secure stuff like that.
Yeah. It's Farm Blade and look for your opportunities to kill secure what other people are working on. If you're really good, you can actually get pretty solid with the dash fan melee combo if you're actually getting headshots with the melee. Or not the head melee, the fan. He's going to be looking for right now an opportunity to get a blade. There was lots of people all grouped up together, but he was not able to stay alive in order to get use out of it. There's a lot of people that were low in that too.
He got picked off by the head.
And there's not really any...
He gets his res.
He's getting the res. They're actually going to be trying to go for this. He's waiting for that...
Gets immortality down.
Immortality out. Now he's going to be going for it.
Gets one.
Hey, he actually got 3 out of that, technically. Like, he did a good chunk of damage on the people that were in there.
Yeah.
Altair being great at following up.
My power grows stronger.
Out comes Dragon right through. I think it's probably to deter people from coming to point, but he's now got his own.
Got May.
Oh, and he's gonna... Leighton gets taken out. Cool, getting a couple of good picks on Sigma and Genji there. Using charge to relocate himself. Chasing down this Moira, man. He's just gonna be like, screw it, get back to point. Oh, catches her! Oh my god, that was fantastic. Calculated, right? Now he's put himself in death's row. Unfortunately, Altair being able to pick him off, and they do actually happen to resurrect Death, so it puts them right back at that advantage. Was it fancy? Yes, it was. Was it worth it? No, it wasn't. And now it looks like they're not going to be able to maintain this. Team Habibi is actually getting everything they need to secure this point, and now they got 4 minutes on the clock, which was a lot more, actually, than what Moshi Moshi went into this phase with.
They were here at like the minute 30.
Let me show you how it's
something like that, yeah.
And Genji about to have another blade.
Actually, we also have Dragon as well. Question is, are they going to try and go for any combos? We got Paradise, who's presently Oh no!
And he gets shattered.
Doesn't matter. He still gets 2 picks out of that.
He kills her. He's nuts.
Team kill. Okay, this is where they're going to want to start pushing up, getting some aggression on some key points here to start actually putting some pressure on them from as they come out, because they're not going to want to be coming out solo. Out goes the immortality field. Altair. Genji gets taken. Chicken. Oh, except for they're getting the res on the Genji. Now they just got to get this ball, who's currently hiding on the back of the point right now.
I didn't even see him.
That bought enough time for May to actually get back.
They should just use that signal to make him C9.
They really should at this point in time. Like they just got it. Here comes the Sigma ult. But nobody else was on point in order to actually get it to push. Right now they got... they're a couple men advantage at this point in time, except for the res did actually get off onto space. spawn advantage is really playing into Moshi Moshi's favor. Team Habibi, not even 5 meters. That's it. 0.05 meters. They still got 2 minutes though. So even if they fail this,
that must be stressful.
I mean, it's going to take a little bit of time, but that payload will start pushing backwards. What they're really going to have to hope for is getting not only grouped up together, but you know, Hanzo maybe making some key picks. They got their Valk coming up if they want to use that aggressively. In comes the Doomfist, doesn't get a pick but has to get out, except for Ball finishes it off on the Genji. Genji is the only one, closest one to a devastating ult at this point in time. So right now it looks like, yeah, well that's what I mean. So that was why it was a pretty big deal. But he is now in the fight again. They got it out. Hanzo does happen to have his ult ready, and they've started getting this payload pushed back a little bit. But out comes the blade, and he gets charged. That was a great reaction from Alfredo.
Yeah, it was. Now they're down to 30 seconds. From 4 minutes.
30 seconds. They don't have much to actually go on this thing.
Yeah. I mean, they have 3 ults right now. About to have 4.
Oh, yeah. I just mean, like, they don't have far to go.
Yeah.
So they can start making some key plays and not get any early picks.
Put out a shield.
Oh, out comes the Shatter. Doesn't get anybody picked off through it. Out comes Blizzard.
Everything down.
Blizzard's going to be pretty key. And they were not anywhere near point to trigger overtime. So that becomes a 4-0 for Moshi Moshi, but that was super close for Team Habibi on that one to grab a point. By the way, cool Alfredo, I'm loving the fact that you're rocking a Defiant skin. Just saying.
I didn't even notice.
All right. Wow. Pretty intense. All right. Now for our difficult decisions here. We have 3 difficult decisions we have to make. An MVP and an honorable mention on each team.
That is our decision.
Right now, a couple of my MVP choices would actually be between Umbra or Alfredo.
Okay, I can see
well,
that.
actually, yeah. Either that or Matt. Those are my 3 picks.
My 3 would have to be Mad Bomb or Metal was really good too, or one of the supports like UFO or Umbra.
Sorry, oh, you're in the boat of UFO or Umbra for MVP?
Yeah.
Well, it looks like Mr. Umbra, you have got our MVP for the evening then, because that is on both of our lists. As a honorable mention, I'm assuming that for Team Habibi, if you actually had an honorable mention for Team Habibi.
I'd have to go with Metal Man.
Meadow Man was definitely going to end up being my pick too. And then, sorry, you said who's your honorable mention that you figured for Moshi Moshi?
Mad Bomb.
Mad Bomb. You know what? I completely agree. Mad was insane.
funny. He had to against the wall when the switch was that bad.
I love how my mom has to send me pictures in Facebook so that way she can get it to her computer.
Huh?
Well, I'm just my mom sends me pictures through Facebook, so she's like, "Oh, I'm just putting it on my computer because it's on her phone."
Mm.
And I'm like, "You." I was like, "You realize that you have a Mac?" She recently bought an old MacBook from me because I ended up upgrading my MacBook, but she also has an iPhone.
Happen every weekend.
The transition is. You don't need to send it. It's just kind of funny, and I've showed her several times. Anyways, all right. So that is a wrap for tonight's games. As 4-0 for Moshi Moshi. We will be having the. Oh, I don't have Umbra here in order to try and see about a interview, but that's fine. I'm okay with. Not. It's been a long day doing most of the things, and I gotta get to my team practice anyways, because we happen to have a game tomorrow for both of our teams. We will be having the Northbourne versus Team Amethyst at 2 p.m., and then there's no evening match. But we do happen to have the 2 p.m. game, which is our Tier 3 group, you being 3K and lower. Come check us out. We will... Our two casters for the night are actually facing head-to-head. So,
Head to head.
Indeed. You guys have yourselves a good night. Join us at 2 p.m. EST tomorrow, and then we probably will not see you after that until... actually, I probably won't actually be speaking to any of you guys... till after the New Year, or sorry, after Christmas. So, Merry Christmas, everyone, and
Happy New Year.
well, see, I'll probably end up. We have games on the 28th and 27th or something like that. I can't remember. I think it's the 28th. But like, other than that, like we have a lot of time off for the New Year, or sorry, for the Christmas holidays. So, everyone have Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, whichever you have. And then tomorrow. You'll have, I believe, Ari, who's casting, and Zanny casting the day game for us. So, have a good evening, everyone.